Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I'm back with another Starcraft 2 1 vs 1 bot AI cast. We have got ourselves what should be a good one here today, as it's gonna be negativeZero, up and coming returning Protoss bot, taking on one of the TOS staples. It is Sharkbot. A very fun, very chatty Protoss bot. And just booting up this replay, I did have a thought. I honestly think, okay, maybe not, maybe so, that PvP in bot matches is more entertaining than, like, professional PvP. Because it just takes the craziness to a whole new level. But at the same time, I'd say there's not as many sort of build order wins or just like simple game ending pushes, because bots aren't quite as lethal as human players, so the games kind of get fleshed out a little bit more, makes them more exciting. And so we've got a probe scout from Sharkbot in this match starting it off. Then negativeZero, it is sending a probe out of its own, so double scout for double Protoss bots. Ladies and gentlemen, before we get too far into this one though, you guys are the best at it. Go ahead, click that like button, give it a slap like it owes you money or it ate your lunch or something like that. And then leave a comment down below saying more bots if you want to see more of these bots. If you want to see more Sharkbot or more negativeZero, let me know in the comments down below. The probe of Sharkbot is chasing down the probe of negativeZero. And yeah, this will be a really good test for both these bots, because PvP is definitely a different matchup, to point out the obvious. However, it seems most bot authors do adjust their bot for this matchup. We've got Sharkbot asking negativeZero, have you expanded yet? Well, the answer to that question is no, thank you, Sharkbot, which is understandable because it is a PvP. negativeZero is just getting up a robo off of 2 gates, whereas Sharkbot is going for the same 2 gates into a Stargate. So that's the difference, the tech being different. Stargates can be very lethal. It is a challenge to program your bot, I imagine, to utilize things like an oracle, as then you've got to manage the energy of them and the positioning. It's a whole can of worms, as opposed to just kind of having a centralized point where most of your units get built. Sharkbot sends out 2 adepts. They are going to shade, however negativeZero does have behavior programmed into it to build a nice little wall and stop those adepts getting on in there, which is that specialized behavior that we see from these bots in PvP. Like, if you haven't programmed your bot to do this, to build a battery to stop adepts getting into your base, much like a human player, it's one of the things you have to learn in PvP, it's that you'll just die. So it is very cool to see that. We've got negativeZero saying tag Void Ray Rush, which is interesting, as there isn't a Void Ray, there's just an Oracle. So maybe getting its wires crossed a little bit. Meanwhile, Sharkbot is pressuring the red Protoss bot with these adepts, just constantly tossing up shades, forcing that battery to be placed on down. The Oracle does come on in, however, it definitely does not go to the right location, as it flies right on over those stalkers and takes quite a bit of damage. So I'm not sure. I think it might have been trying to grab that one probe there, but then obviously it couldn't. Meanwhile, Sharkbot is keeping the pressure on its opponent by constantly shading up. negativeZero is just hanging out on one base, throwing up its own Stargate. So Void Ray Rush, I do wonder, is that like negativeZero's going to rush Void Rays, or does it think Sharkbot's rushing Void Rays? Because Sharkbot is now actually going for its own Void Rays. I wouldn't say it's really rushing them. And the 2 adepts, well, all the adepts, they make it into the main base, but they do get gunned down, so not really amounting to much there. And the Oracle actually died during that too. Pardon me for not observing that. We've got another adept being produced for Sharkbot, so just 1 base against 1 base for both these bots. negativeZero with a slight lead right now, as it didn't lose those adepts in the Oracle. It is taking the threat of pressure from Sharkbot seriously, actually letting that shield battery finish. We've now got a Phoenix on the way for -0, as it just seems to be making its anti-air. We've got 0 seconds ahead of schedule. So right on time for -0, as it's now deciding to move out on the map. That is an interesting thing. The bot author keeping track of whether their bots sort of meeting requirements at a certain time, which is very cool to see. It's probably really useful when it comes to collecting data. Now this one adept for Sharkbot and makes it into the main base. The other adept simply died. This one is pulling the army of -0 back. Meanwhile, Sharkbot is getting up a battery, getting up another gateway. Not really that formidable of an army for Sharkbot, as it's currently just 9 Stalkers, a Void Ray, and an Oracle. Another Oracle moving out on the map versus 10 Stalkers, 2 Sentries, and an Immortal. We'll see if this Void Ray is going to be able to do some work, whether Sharkbot will be holding the top of its ramp. It's all going to come down to the expansion timing. The Oracle for Sharkbot comes on in. However, it doesn't seem to be getting microed quite correctly. I'm not sure, like, it was just mass clicking there and slowed down, so the Oracles of Sharkbot may need a little bit of work. As -0 is now moving out on the map. 2 adepts for Sharkbot, maybe buying a little bit of time for the blue Protoss bot. However, really the name of the game has been throwing away units for Sharkbot in this match. 7 adepts dead, 2 Oracles for basically nothing, as neither bot has gone for an expansion just yet. However, Sharkbot is definitely behind simply because of the units that it's lost. You can't lose 1,000 resources more of stuff and expect to be in a similar position to your opponent. Sharkbot is making a boatload of Stalkers, however, -0's got quite a high amount, and their bots are actually going to meet in the middle of the map, which I think does not favor Sharkbot. Micro going on both sides. So far, damage is kind of being minimized by -0. Sharkbot is going to be losing quite a few of these Stalkers, so it definitely will need to retreat. Holding the top of the ramp could be better for it. However, units lost-wise, things have been a little rough. The Void Ray now moves to the top of that ramp. Prismatic Alignment gets popped once again. However, the Void Ray does go down. Stalkers are in the mix too, and man, oh man, Sharkbot is in a world of trouble right now as -0 pushes across the map. Batteries can try and help Sharkbot out, but simply army supply, it is not there. There's 2 Immortals for -0 pushing up the ramp. A battery overcharge does get popped. This is going to really help out Sharkbot a tremendous amount as these Stalkers continue to fire. There's also the 2 adepts that are just randomly shading around. Immortals are trying to push up that ramp. However, most of the other units besides the 2 Immortals have perished. More adepts are being warped on in. We'll see if they can break the top of this ramp. There's only 2 Stalkers left, which are really the only damage left. -0, that 1 Immortal is still on cooldown with its barrier, so it could go down if it eats a shot, but it's 1 shot away from dying, so 1 of the Immortals dies. Sharkbot is hanging on for now. On the other side of the map, there is an adept being a bit of a nuisance, still shading around. However, the battery for -0 is quite a good catch-all, and so far -0 has done a great job this game of responding to the adepts. That being said, Sharkbot is able to clean up those 2 Immortals. They were overcommitted, but yeah, this is so bizarre. Definitely a bug from Sharkbot. It makes no sense for the Oracles to be doing what they have been doing for Sharkbot. Really missed opportunity. There's no reason an Oracle should basically ever stop moving in a game of Starcraft 2 unless it's attacking something. And then being attacked and stopping moving is not the answer. So Sharkbot is able to hold on, saying, seems like my Oracle's last prophecy was its own demise. And now Sharkbot has got a Nexus on the way. The problem is -0 has already got its natural Nexus done. That's going to be quite a nice economic lead for the red Protoss bot. Blink is also on the way for -0. Sharkbot did manage to hold on, though. So, I mean, that's better than the alternative of just dying. Being behind is something that maybe Sharkbot can play with. My concern in this match, though, for the blue Protoss bot is that -0 is just going to take a 3rd base and out-macro Sharkbot. Sharkbot's being pressured on the front. However, it's got to deal with this adept in its mineral line. Looks like the adept will be taken care of. A sentry on the front, though, does get almost picked off, barely staying alive. Looks like Sharkbot may catch a Stalker or 2 here. That would be nice. However, there's good blinking from -0, keeping those units alive. trying to fight Blink without Blink is concerning, and this is what I'm talking about. We've got a third on the way for negativeZero already, so it's going to take that economic lead and try to extend it. We've got a battery overcharge, saving some probes there, as Stalkers are continuing to hold the line for Sharkbot. Army supply-wise, both armies are quite small, and looks like the Stalker is trying to take on a Sentry. Does the Phoenix still fly around? Sharkbot now fires up an Immortal. There's no third on the way up for Sharkbot, though. It's behind 7 workers. There's going to be a Forge on the way for the Red Protoss. And yeah, Sharkbot isn't in a terrible position. I'm just concerned as far as the design goes, if it doesn't take its third. Although we do see a probe moving out towards the third base location, so that could be signs of a third base, which is definitely what Sharkbot will need in order to play this game out. Stalkers are engaging an Immortal. However, the pullback micro on the bots these days is so darn good. Units are just really minimizing the damage, or at least the Protoss bots. Like, Protoss bots seem to have really good micro when it comes to how they manage the units. And I say that for Deimos, I say that for negativeZero, and I say that for Sharkbot, which is quite nice to see. Units being utilized to their full potential. We do have negativeZero getting up charge and +1. Sharkbot has no signs of a third base. Well, maybe some signs. And as I say that, a third does get dropped. So it's behind, but it's not like out of it. It's not like Sharkbot's sitting on 2 bases, which is really good to see. Army supply, Sharkbot actually has a bit of a lead, as resources lost is fairly even this game. If Sharkbot hadn't thrown away so many Oracles and Adepts, it would actually have a lead in that regard. Here's the thing, though. negativeZero is already throwing up a 4th by the time Sharkbot takes its 3rd. So the worker count just continues to rise for this Protoss bot. A Nexus is building for the blue Protoss, but Sharkbot's got to hold on to it if it wants to reap those economic rewards. We are seeing Sharkbot move down the ramp, trying to take care of this attack by negativeZero. 2 Immortals versus 1. That is a good sign for the blue Protoss. The problem is there's no Blink for Sharkbot, so it is losing Stalkers, whereas negativeZero is losing far fewer of them. Units are now skirmishing all over the map. It's going to be interesting to see how Sharkbot manages to deal with negativeZero's very skirmishy playstyle. negativeZero is a bot that seems to just always attack and be fighting all over the map, whereas Sharkbot is definitely a bot that likes to group up its armies a little bit more. And right now we're kind of seeing Sharkbot's force be pulled all over the place in the middle of the map, doing what it can. The concern, though, is that Sharkbot will kind of get overwhelmed here. We've got an Adept at the 3rd base of the blue Protoss. Only 40 workers out is not a good sign. Stalker against Stalker violence. Sharkbot at least gets 1 for 1. Meanwhile, it is pushing across the map with its few Immortals and Stalkers. However, I'm not sure how far Sharkbot will be able to take this. It's now maybe going to get a few workers, but then it does elect to go home. We've also got the Prism for negativeZero out on the map, warping in units offensively. There is also charge done for negativeZero, which is very nice, as Zealots are good units for those of you that don't know. His Prism, there's nothing to actually kill it, and the 2 Immortals of Sharkbot, they had quite the foray out onto the map, but they are going to get cut down, and that's going to leave Sharkbot with not a lot of units to defend. There is a Colossus, there is an Immortal. However, in this case, against negativeZero, like, sometimes I criticize Sharkbot for turtling too much. I really want to see it hunker down. I don't want to see it send its units out on the map or be dragged out away from its base anymore. I want to see it just hang out and then just let negativeZero feed units into it until Sharkbot can kind of hit that late game mass. We do have 53 probes out for Sharkbot, so it's on an okay economy. It's not terrible. Meanwhile, negativeZero is on 79 with 5 bases going up, so definitely winning that macro race. Overextended Thermal Lance is on the way. A Forge is on the way for Sharkbot. It's not doing nothing. It is simply a bot that's behind. And so we're going to see if Sharkbot can turtle up enough to potentially win this game, although it's getting ready to move out on the map. Once again, this Colossus has got to be very careful and pull back. There's no extended Thermal Lance for it, and the Colossus just nopes on out of there. It's going back to the battery to get healed up, but that is leaving the rest of Sharkbot's units in a very precarious position. There is the potential for a battery overcharge later on. negativeZero's got quite the push coming on in here, though. as Sharkbot tries to hold the line. Stalkers and the Colossus are doing what they can. I'm not sure there's enough for negativeZero to break Sharkbot right now. It's still a very concerning position. Immortal for Sharkbot goes down. That's painful. Meanwhile, a random Phoenix flies on in. Sharkbot decided it needs one of those. A battery overcharge gets popped at the third. That's going to help out. However, the natural is getting bruised up a little bit here. So Sharkbot losing probes that it, well, can't afford to lose. As with the battery overcharge being popped at the third, that leaves the natural being vulnerable. The Phoenix could be problematic here for Sharkbot, as they can always just lift up whatever they want. Not that I've seen negativeZero utilize a lift, really, I don't think yet. They're more so just anti-air, and they could cause problems for that Colossus as negativeZero pushes on in. I think Sharkbot, it had a long time to live in this game, but it was just too far behind from the play styles. And yeah, negativeZero showing us that it's just an absolute killer. As of recording this video, it is currently third on the ladder, which is a very impressive feat. I mean, it's pretty much been like Eris, Xena, and Deimos for the most part. Before Deimos, it was probably like Micro Machine or Canonana. And so negativeZero shooting up to top 3 is very impressive. We'll see, maybe it can become the top bot once again. It definitely is taking names. Taking down its Protoss counterpart here. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you watched all the way to the end of this video, go ahead and click that like button, as Sharkbot has a prism it's trying to save probes with. Unfortunately, that is not going to help it against these Phoenix, which will be able to shoot the Colossus. So yeah, click that bell icon to get notified whenever I make a new video or a new post. I did make an announcement in the Discord the other day as a call to get replays to cast human versus bot matches. And then yeah, if you do want to support the channel, consider becoming a YouTube member, or there's a PayPal link down below. And as always, leave a like, leave a comment down below. Well done to negativeZero. Sharkbot, always an entertaining bot to watch, and you're always rooting for Sharkbot to get to the late game because it's so darn good with it. It does struggle sometimes though, and PvP against negativeZero is a tall order. Everything getting cleaned on up. negativeZero able to take all the bases now if it wants. Just yeah, quite a very strong Protoss bot. The last robo. GG.